Well, at this point of time for Kanya Rashi folks, I would recommend yoga and meditation as a remedy. It helps in relaxing your mind. It helps in giving you much better clarity, and you also get a lot of sleep after you practice yoga and meditation. Let's move on to Tula Rashi now. So that's a sample chart of Tula Rashi. If your moon sign is posited out here in your natal chart, in this particular box, then your Rashi is Tula. Alternatively, another way to find out is if your nakshatra is Chitta, last two padas, Swati, all the four padas, and Vishaka, the first three padas, then your Rashi is Tula. So basically, Tula Rashi folks, congratulations, you've come out of the Saraswati period, which is supposed to be, perceived as a very tough period. Saturn is a karma karaka, and the reason why people are scared about Saraswati is basically because Saturn makes you go through certain turmoils, which is very difficult for you to go through, right? But otherwise, it's a fantastic period where you would have ultimately learned the reality of life. You have learned who the true people are. You have rediscovered yourself, and you're out for a new start. Saturn is in the third house. Third house is a parakramasthana, which is self efforts, right? It's an Upachaya house, and Saturn is a natural malefic. Two negatives make a positive, right? So this is a fantastic house for Saturn to be in. Self efforts. Third house. Look at the Dhanush symbol, bow and an arrow. This is a fantastic time for you to start targeting your objectives with through hard work. Third house is also for hard work, right? Being on your own, in being independent, right? So in the last 7.5 years, I'm sure you would have actually gone through a lot of scenarios where you've actually found yourself, the reality, the true self. Use all the lessons learned and move on with a fresh start, right? So this is an end of Saraswati, even though Saturn is going to be getting into a retrograde mode now and then. Despite that, the shadow of Saturn is actually completely out. And they say that hard work pays and yield results. It's high time that you will get your objective Saturn. Overall gain is seen, a promotion in work. Overall happiness is seen in this position, despite Jupiter being in the 12th house, which is not so auspicious at this point of time. But still, the Saturnine benefits are still there till September. Jupiter moves to your Janma Guru Sthana in the month of September. And congratulations, Tula Rashi folks. Congrats and have a great time. Well, a significant milestone reached by Thula Rashi folks. Congratulations once again. Now, let's look at Vrischiga Rashi. Alright, so I have pulled up the chart for Vrischiga Rashi. How do you know if your Rashi is Vrischiga? If in your birth chart, if your moon is posited out in this particular box, then your Rashi is Vrischiga. Another way to find out is if your nakshatra is Vishaka, fourth pada, or Anuradha or Cheshta, then your Rashi is, Vrischiga Rashi. So Saturn was residing in your house for the last 2.5 years, and on 26th of January, Saturn has moved from your house to the second house, from Vrischiga Rashi to Dhanush Rashi. You are out of your Janma Shani period and you're getting into the Pada Shani period. You're still in the Saraswati period for the next 2.5 years. This position of Saturn is a little bit stressful again because the malefic sitting in second house. Second house represents immediate family. Second house represents primary education. Second house represents the source of income, wealth, children, So these are the primary significations of second house. And second house is also a Markasthana, so there could be some impact on health, and all the second house significations are getting impacted negatively. Of course, you'll have to look at the lordship of Saturn in your particular chart and your lagna and the influences on this particular Rashi to get into the details of where exactly things would be impacted. Jupiter is in the 11th from your moon sign, which is fine. It is in the Dhanasthana. There can be some protection out here, can bestow some benefits, but I would advise that, especially if you're a senior citizen, if you're going through your third phase of Saraswati, must to a complete health checkup and take care of your health. Thanks. So while we're talking about Saraswati right now, and this is especially for Vrischiga Rashi, who are in the last phase of Saraswati. Look at the Dashanata, look at the Bhuktinata. If the Dashanata and Bhuktinata are very strong in your chart, and if the contribution of Dashanata or the Bhuktinata is strong in Dhanush, and if the Bhava Bhala of Dhanush is strong, then the Saraswati period may not be very difficult for you to go through, right? So which is the reason you'll have to look at your particular chart before you can finally conclude. So this particular explanation that I've given is only based on the moon sign. Now let's look at Dhanush Rashi. Okay, I've just pulled up the chart for Dhanush Rashi. This is the most spoken about the Rashi right now because the transit of Saturn is happening here. Saturn has moved into your Rashi from Scorpio on 26th of January 2017. So typically your nakshatra will either be Mula or Purvashada or Uttarashada first pada. You are in the Saraswati period, the middle of the Saraswati period, right? This position of Saturn, which is exactly on your moon sign, is called as Janma Shani period. So the Karakatva of Saturn has to be blended with the Karakatva of moon and with the Karakatva of your, the natural Kalapurusha chart as well. And then the Lagna and the Ashtakvarka scores, of course, comes into picture. So typically moon is for emotions, moon is for mind, moon is for mother. Saturn is actually a planet that delays, right? Very slow decision-making process is seen because a planet of delay is impacting the mind and emotion. So, certain decisions that you've already taken, you may not want to go for it and you may go back. So these are certain things that can happen. A lot of to and fro can happen. Closure process of any activity that you take is going to be difficult. So patience is the only tool. Go with the tide and synergize with the tide. Otherwise, if you go against the current, then you actually stand to get hit. Very good time to go for a health check, especially senior citizens. If you're going through your third Saraswati period, there are 3 phases of Saraswati period one goes through. If this is the third Saraswati period, it is good for you to go through a thorough health check. Saturn's enemy is Sun. Saturn represents bones and muscles. Saturn represents senior citizens. So it's good. Sun is the source of vitamin D. Saturn represents bones, and vitamin D is very important for bones. So expose yourself to a lot of sunlight during this period and get your vitamin D level checked. A thorough health check is necessary, and since Moon is for mind, Saturn is exactly influencing your mind, it's good for you to go for some yoga sessions or meditation sessions during this period. Thank you.